We went to visit Mears at 5 Points to see him in action. Let's take a look.
The official adventures of the
There are hundreds of graffiti artists in New York City, but there is only one Mears. Crafting his signature style over the past 15 years, Mears is now considered a leader in the new school graffiti movement. Here at 5 Points in Long Island City, Queens, he is the curator of the largest outdoor graffiti exhibit in the whole world.
I run 5 Points under the management of Jerry Walkoff, who allows us to have artists from all 5 boroughs come and participate in putting up murals on the walls. I take the layout of the building and the space that's available, and the artists find ways to fit their pieces and backgrounds into that space.
At 5 Points, any blank space is a canvas. The walls, this old refrigerator, even this truck. Recently, he took a spray can to this wall to tell his own life story.
I wanted to symbolize my life story through art, and I decided to lay it out this way.
Mears has spray painted his way across the country with a style that merges the old school graffiti writing of the 70s and 80s. You remember seeing that on all the subway cars, like in the movie Wild Style, with more sophisticated modern art. Mears even does kitchens. Ask graphic designer Yvette Thrower, whose Manhattan kitchen he transformed into an urban work of art.
When I first came to New York in 1983, I saw the graffiti on the subways, and I was just so turned on by it. So when I finally got my own place in New York, I said, I want some of that in my apartment. And I said, have fun with the refrigerator. He made it like it's pulsing, it's alive, so every time you open that door, you think that refrigerator is going to grab you in there.
Back at 5 Points, Mears is looking for corporate sponsorship to establish the building as Graph Central, a place for the world's graffiti writers to converge and paint legally.
Through pieces like this and other pieces, people will learn to have an appreciation for graffiti art and know that it's not just all vandalism. There's a artistic side to it, and it's here to stay.
Real thick and thin from beginning, and this side will be lost, but the wall will win.
Hi, I'm Rachel Perry. Thanks for selecting the New York Music Rundown. Welcome to Halcyon in Brooklyn. This is one of the hottest spots in the city. It's one of the few places where you can still get a bite to eat, chill. You can buy some records back there. You could actually buy just about anything that's in this place except for Basil, the guy behind the counter who made my latte. And you can also listen to some great DJs. We're lucky enough to get DJ Sinister from the Executioners down here on a Friday morning. So what do we have to do to get you down here so early?
I had to come down here to represent. I had to break a couple of alarm clocks, but I'm here.
Okay, I'm sorry for the alarm clocks. But I know you were just on tour with these guys, Lincoln Park. How was that?
Yes, it was really beautiful. A 10-day tour, really cool guys, really inspirational.
Awesome. Can I start pushing some buttons here?
No, you don't break none.
All right. Keep spinning for us. We'll check back with you in a few.
Yes.
Hey everyone, I'm Rachel Perry for the New York Music Rundown at Etoile, actually outside Etoile. This is where the Roots after party for their show tonight at Avery Fisher Hall is happening. This is Mad Soul. You're DJing the party tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Looking forward to getting inside.
Hi, this is Michelle Horn from Honey Magazine. We're here at the Roots after party. The Roots performed earlier today here in New York City. Like pioneers on the starship hip-hop, the Roots have boldly gone where few MCs have gone before. The Philly crew broke new ground, headlining a show at Lincoln Center's Avery Fisher Hall, known more for its string quartets than its killer sets. How did it feel performing tonight at Lincoln Center?
I mean, it was a beautiful thing, having all the different artists, especially some of my favorites that I grew up to, and then also, showing that hip-hop can open up many doors for, situations like that,
How'd you like the show?
It was incredible. We had Jay-Z, Coogee Rap, Pharoah Monch, Talib Kweli. The Roots definitely did their thing like usual, and it was like a classic event, like history in the making.
I'm Rachel Perry. Thanks for hanging out at Etoile with me and Mad Soul, who's inside DJing the party right now. Everybody's in there, and I got to go in there, so I'm going to leave you with a first look at Christina Milian featuring Ja Rule, Get Away, which is what I'm going to do right now, because I'm going to the Roots after party. See you next week. I'm Rachel Perry for the New York Music Rundown. Coming up, Brian McKnight celebrates a decade in the music industry, and we've got an exclusive interview. Plus, the latest by the Chemical Brothers and a behind-the-scenes look at P. Diddy on the set of his new video. Okay, many of you have probably heard about the war of words between Nas and Jay-Z, and if you haven't, what rock have you been living under? The two rappers have been dissing each other on records and in interviews for quite some time now. Our Michelle Horn sat down with Nas to try to get his side of the story.
On his chart-topping disc, Stillmatic, Queens rapper Nas fires the latest blow in a long-standing lyrical battle with fellow rapper Jay-Z.
You a fan, a phony, a fake, a pussy, a stand. I still whip your ass. You 36 in the karate class.
With the two artists trading insults on disc and in the media, there's no doubt it's getting personal. What's not so clear is how and why it all started. We sat down with Nas to try to get his side of the story.
I would have to say it started like around 1996. He dropped his first album, Reasonable Doubt, the same day I dropped my second album. It was written, and he's a very competitive guy and really wants to run the world by himself, doesn't want nobody else there. So when my album, it was written, debuted #1 and was on top of the charts. And beat basically every album in the country. He took it more personal than anybody else.
Nas predicted that his lyrical throwdown with Jay-Z would rank with hip-hop's finest duels, but admitted that it might be time to move on.
I think we went down in history as now one of the greats like LL Cool J and Komo D and KRS-One and MC Shan, so I think that was good for it. I don't suggest any rappers to just start battling each other. Overall, it's what's done is done. We're just moving on now, and there's more things on the album that I think are better than the battle.
9 Inch Nails fans showed up at the Virgin Megastore in Times Square recently to meet their idol Trent Reznor, who was there to sign copies of his new live album and DVD called And All That Should Have Been. This is Reznor's first release in nearly 3 years, and it's the first time he's ever done an in-store signing. Some fans could barely contain themselves.
I'm lightheaded, dizzy, dry mouth, everything, and I'm not a drug addict, so that's not why.
I want to say he's been an inspiration, but I don't want to come off like a 12-year-old talking in sync.
He's not going to be signing the DVD, he's going to be signing a body part.
Fans first had to fork over around $20 for the CD or DVD in order to get an entry pass, and for those short on cash, even a permanent testament to the band wasn't enough to get him in the door.
They won't let me in because I don't have a laminated pass, but I have a tattoo, and that's not good enough.
The record-buying public sure can be one fickle mistress when it comes to the popularity of R&B singers. That's why Brian McKnight's 10-year stay at the top is so impressive. Michelle Horn sat down with him to try to find out the secret of his success.
Every night I wish upon a star.
After a decade in the music business, Brian McKnight is still going strong. He racked up 6 Grammy nominations this year and showed he's still got the juice to sell out rooms like New York's Radio City Music Hall.
I keep thinking that this is going to slow down at some point. I'll be able to sort of reflect, but it hasn't. So we're in the industry now that you have to really strike while the iron's hot. And I keep coming right back with records, and people keep going out and getting them. So I can't slow down. But every now and then I sit back, like coming here today, looking at that marquee and seeing Radio City sold out and everything. It's like, wow.
Rather than rest on his laurels or chase current trends, McKnight says he stays fresh by constantly pushing his creative boundaries.
I don't really have a label. I mean, I'm black, which lends people to automatically assume that it's one thing, but I really hate being pigeonholed in one thing because I've had the most success of my career on other charts than just the R&B chart. I just do what I do because I do what I like. I still listen to the same music I listened to when I was a kid. Stevie Wonder, a lot of Steely Dan, and even obscure things that you wouldn't expect. AC/DC, Van Halen, all the 80s hair bands, because I'm a rock star deep down inside somewhere.
You can check out Brian McKnight in the January 12th issue of Billboard magazine, or go online at billboard.com.
If DJs are the new rock stars, then Washington, D.C.'s globe-trotting Deep Dish definitely fits the bill. Last week, the Iranian-born duo mixed it up before hundreds of fans at the Virgin Megastore on 14th Street. They were in town promoting their latest DJ mix, Global Underground Moscow. The pair also took to the decks for the fashion conscious at Diesel, moving more than just the customers' wallets. GU founder Andy Horsfeld says the CD, which features tracks by BT and Fatboy Slim, captures the global nature of clubbing.
Global Underground series was started like 5 years ago. It's our attempt to capture the global nature of dance music. The idea behind it is we take a DJ, whether it's Deep Dish or Sasha or whoever, to an international location. We put a set together, we take photographs, we encompass the whole thing, and then release it as like a snapshot for that night in time.
Part concept album, part backstage pass, the album also reflects Deep Dish's emotional sound. The two Muslim Americans say they were affected by the terrorist attacks, which influenced them to begin the mix with vocalist Morel's Escape.
That record is Escape, Driving to Heaven is a very emotional record. It's originally made by another one of our friends, Omid, he goes by the name 16B.
Ali and Sharam chose Moscow as the setting because they thought it was the right time to promote unity.
You know, obviously everybody knows about the whole Global Underground series, and when they approached us, you know, we had a few cities in mind, and they had a few cities in mind, and we sort of like all came together with the conclusion that Moscow would be the city to be because our background, when we're Iranians, we're living in America.
The heavily promoted New York City tour ended at the posh Centro Fly, where Ali and Sharam showed why they are truly rock stars of the new millennium. This year, the duos remixed Madonna's music and opened her surprise show at the Roseland Ballroom. Their new mix of Depeche Mode's Free Love hits DJ shops soon.
You know what? This is like another open house here at the Daily Beat. All right, who we got here?
Paul Van Dyk, everyone.
Yeah, all right.
Thanks so much for coming. All the way from Berlin.
Yes. Right now, we're going to swing things over here. You guys obviously know these guys. Sorry, Andy, Tom, Groove Armada in town because you guys got a show. What, tomorrow night? Yeah. Okay. So where's the show? Because you guys are just spinning. Because I know you played a 9-piece band sometimes, but this is
records only. Top of the World Trade Center. Window on the world. That's it. Yep.
Okay. That's a crazy place to play, right, man?
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Okay, so everyone has seen, you know, the Behind the Music, Culture Club, Boy George, but we're here on the Daily Beat. What we're about is now, and Boy George, sorry, you are one of the biggest DJs around right now. Okay. Oh, that's it.
I do. That's right.